Hey, Michael here with Success for Others. And listen, man, we're between seasons, right? We're between seasons. It's not, super hot. It's not super cold. We're in that off season, if you will, of the heating and air conditioning business. And so we're faced with what? I mean, weather goes away. It's mild. People aren't turning their heating and air conditioning systems on. You're faced with reduced call volumes. Your phone just is not going to ring as much as it does when you have weather behind you. So, you can market, and as you should continue to do direct mail. You should never turn that stuff off. It's all about branding. It's all about keeping your company image in front of, your customers and being top of mind awareness. All that stuff is important. But the reality is, no matter what you're spending in marketing, there is going to be a reduction in your incoming or inbound calls for, replacements and for free estimates and things like that. So at that point, why don't we do stuff different? Why is it that, the companies across the country and salespeople in particular across the country continue to do the same thing in the slower times or in the off season when there is no instant urgency as they do, in the busy or in the heydays, in the busy months? It just doesn't make sense, does it? I mean, yet we want a different result. We need to close more sales when it's slower out, because when we don't have the inbound calls, we're not running as many leads. If we're not running as many leads and our closing rates don't go up, guess what? We make less money. Right? So you only got two choices. You're gonna have to close everything that you go on 100%, or you can increase the amount of opportunities that you have. Let's focus on, I think both are important to focus on, but today, right now today, what we're going to focus on is increasing, the amount or the quantity, right? Because we know with anything that if we can increase the quantity, the input, if we get a higher input, we're going to get a higher output. It's just the way it is. So let's use that, and let's use that as leverage to then drive different results for each and every one of us. So here's an idea. Here's the thought of the day. You know what? This is going to make you $100,000. This is a $100,000 idea, and that's if you do it. But here's the reality. Most people won't do it. Most people are lazy. Most people would rather complain about the weather. They'd rather complain about everything else that's going on around them and not take responsibility for it, because this is going to take you all of about, 3 to 5 minutes. 3 to 5 minutes, well, let's call it 15 minutes a day, tops. 10 minutes most likely on average per day is all it's going to take you, and it can make you $100,000. So, really pay attention. If you only got to invest 10 minutes a day into something that's going to make you six figures, this is probably pretty big. So get a pen and paper and write this down. Here's what you need to do. After every sale, you need to fill out and complete a follow-up form. Yep, after every sale, not sale, every sale that you make throughout the entire year, you need to fill out a follow-up contact form. Now, why would you want to follow up on people that just already bought from you? Well, here's the reality, man. Second money is easier than first money. They've already bought from you. They already like you. They already trust you. You already have the relationship. You know the differences between a contact and a contract? What's the difference between a contact and a contract? That R, right? A contract has an R in it. You know what an R stands for? Relationship. Right? The difference between a contact and a contract is nothing more than the relationship. So why aren't we managing and taking control and giving more of our attention and more of our focus and more of our time to the relationship? So how do you do that? Right? So Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Mary and Bill bought a system from you today. Right now, your last sale, they just bought from you. Well, when you're in that call, you talked or mentioned a number of things that they probably didn't purchase. They might have just said, you know what, let's do the ductwork right now, let's do the air cleaner, and let's do the furnace, air conditioner coil, and line set. And that might be what they agreed on, and that could have been, $13,000 to $25,000, depending upon the size of the job and the brand and makes and models, right? That's a pretty good sized job. But they're not done. There's other things. What were the insulation levels like in that house? Did they get the UV sanitation system on the coil? Did they get, active UV in terms of Phi-Cell technology? It's going to go after and clean out the air as well as the surfaces. Do they have surge protectors on it? What did they not do? What more could they do? How else could your customers benefit from your products or your services? What else is in your tool bag that they could purchase or invest in that they would benefit from? I mean, there's got to be something. So, but while it's fresh, and when you're done with your sales presentation, when you're done getting ink to contract or ink to paper, ink to agreement, right? You got their endorsement. Now, fill out that follow-up contact form. It's real simple, man, right? Real simple. Hold on one second. So all you're going to do 3 different time frames. You're going to do a 90-day, 180-day, and then let's do 1 year. Let's start with just those 3. Now you could go longer. You could take this out 2, 3, 4, 5 years, right? Because the better relationship your company and you have with this client, the more loyal they're gonna be. And we all know loyal customers are much more important than satisfied customers. Because if they're not loyal, then they're just a direct mail piece away from going to our competitors and us losing and them winning, and we don't want to have that happen, right? So you're going to do 3 time periods. You're going to do the 90-day, the 180-day, so 3 months, 6 months, then go 1 year. That's what we're going to start with. If you want to carry it out further, go right ahead. Now, what would the client still benefit from? Right? Answer that question and make a list. Make it 3, 4, 5, 6 things. Get creative. Anything that you talked about, or hell, even if you didn't talk about it, any products that you have that they haven't invested in that they would benefit from, right? So even if you didn't talk about it, write those down, because that's the way you're going to follow up later on. That's going to be your opening. That's going to be the icebreaker. That's going to be what brings back this relationship. Instantaneously, instant rapport, instant trust, instant validation. So write these things down. Once you have that, now ask yourself, did you thoroughly discuss this additional product or services? So did you actually, and just yes or no, man, next to it. So when you're looking at this 6 months from now, you don't forget, you know the answers, right? Knowledge is power. Knowledge is key. You got to be the expert. You got to be the professional. So you got to be portrayed as professional all times. Professionals keep detailed notes. They keep a great log, and that way they get very effective in their follow-up and in their relationship building, right? So yes or no, did you thoroughly discuss it? There's no wrong answer here. No, perfect, not a problem. When I call them back, hey, Mary, John, you know what? Well, I was just thinking about you, and it's a change in the seasons, and I know, you know what, I was thinking about your job that we did for you, 3 months ago, and how you got that great new system. But the one thing that I just recalled is that, we didn't install, an air cleaner. We didn't install, one of the things that we didn't do at the time was the UV, the active UV. It just wasn't the right time for that. Hey, when you get a minute, give me a call back. I'd like to go through the benefits, and with the change of the seasons coming and pollen counts going up, I want to explain the benefits of how you and your family can breathe cleaner, healthier, safer air in your home. All right, give me a call. Here's my number, 602-515-3618, and hang up the phone. Follow it up with an email, right? So now I have the icebreaker. Maybe we discussed it, maybe we didn't. You really think that your customers remember what they did or didn't discuss with you 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year? They don't remember everything that you talked about. So don't even worry about it. Then the last question, did you provide a quote for the additional work? So when you were there, and maybe you did talk about it, did you provide an estimate? Did you provide a quote? And if you did, make sure you know what that number is. Again, take notes. Now this follow-up form, you're going to fill this out. You're going to put it with the job folder. Now when you turn that job folder in the office, now it's going to go one of 2 ways. If you have a sales coordinator, you have office staff that enters in job notes into the computer and all that stuff, then they can do this, or you're going to have to do it yourself. Either way, it's going to take 5 minutes per sale, so it's not a big deal. It's 5 minutes of your time, right? You can set up a time or a reminder in your calendar that you get a flag that gives these notes to you. You just copy and paste this, or take a picture of it and paste it to the notes section, so you see the name, the phone number, what you did, what you talked about but yet you didn't do, what the costs associated with that were, who in the house had allergies or asthma, why would there anything that would give you the idea as to why would this customer benefit from this product and why now, right? Those are the simple questions you got to ask. So when you put that all on a form, you take a picture of that and you stick it in your phone, or you stick it in Outlook, or you stick it in your, in your dispatch software, you get flagged, or somebody gets flagged that, hey, boom, you got to call Mary and you got to talk to her about this product, this service, and how she's going to benefit from it, and why you thought about her today, and just how you wanted to reach out. Now, if Mary answers, beautiful, tell her the same stuff. But if Mary doesn't answer, leave her a message, and then you leave your phone number, and you will start to receive phone calls back, followed up with an email, right? And the more times you can stay in contact with these people, the better. I mean, that's not harassment. That's just, hey, I'm trying to help you out, man. I'm trying to help you out. So you give them a phone call 90 days after their installation. You just thought of them, hey, I just had another customer, and man, they just reminded me a lot of you, and it got me thinking. Boom, tell them what you forgot to mention while you're there. Or tell them, hey, what this new product. Hey, I don't know if you remember or not, but we talked a little bit about this product. And with the change of the seasons and pollen counts going up, or hey, with the cold weather coming in, that dry weather coming in, or hey, with the summer approaching us, and the heat going to be setting in, or the humidity is going to be setting in, whatever the season is that's changing, talk about that and how this product is going to benefit them right now today, going into this season. Flu season, right? Flu shots, man. Tell me the media doesn't advertise that for you for free. Everybody's advertising the flu shots. Right? Jump on that kind of stuff and use that existing momentum in your follow-up, right? If you do this kind of stuff, does it require a system? Yeah, it does require a system. Is it a complicated system? Hell no, it's a pretty easy system, right? You can have, with technology today, that's easy. You just gotta have the discipline, you gotta have the want to put the information in, right? Garbage in, garbage out. So take good information down on the front side, snap a picture of that, have somebody in the office program it into your calendar some way, somehow, whatever system you're using for that, so you get email reminder. Hell, you could write the email follow-ups to your emails in advance while you're between calls, and just post date them for delivery to whatever that date is. Hey, 90 days from now, click on the day, deliver this email to Mary and Bill Smith. And you put it all out, and this is all fresh in your head, so now boom, right? That goes out, you don't have to think about it 90 days from now, it already goes out. The 6-month one, boom, that one already goes out. The 1-year one, boom, happy anniversary, this one already goes out. You don't have to think about it again, that customer again, really, for the next 12 months, other than to pick up the phone and call them and follow up prior to them getting that email. But that can be scheduled in your Outlook too. So this is all easy stuff. But the other option is, hey, let's just face it, you don't have to do any of this stuff, right? You can continue to, make the money that you're making, regardless of how good it is, or I guess it's all perspective, it's all relative, but you can continue to do exactly what you're doing in the slower time, or you can mix it up, start changing things up a little bit, and drive in different results and taking control of things. But what I don't want to hear, and what you shouldn't be doing, is don't be whining. Don't be crying. Don't be telling everybody how life isn't fair. Don't be telling everybody how, Jesus' birthday is just messing everything up. Don't be telling everybody, that we just don't have the weather that we're supposed to have. Listen, you knew all this was going to happen. This is not the first time. It was there. Year after year after year, the same thing's going to happen. So figure out the answers. How are you going to capitalize that? How are you going to advance and conquer in that time? How are you going to create and capture market share when it is slower, when everybody else is pulling back? What are you going to do to go out and get yours, right? Because those that advance in the slower times, when they have the time, when there's not the urgency, when those that go out and create that, and those that go out and get that, dude, that's hot. They're taking market share. Their company's growing. Their kind of company is got a lot more financial success year round. And again, I'll go back to what I asked you when we started this. What would your life look like? How would an extra $100,000 on your W-2, how would that impact your life? And if you don't see 100,000, which it's way more than 100,000 if done correctly, right? But if you don't even see the 100,000, what would an extra 50,000 look like? What would an extra 25,000? You have to agree, there's results to be taken there. There's huge results and benefits to you from doing this stuff. But are you going to do it? See, that's always the question. Are you going to do it? So make it happen. Make it a choice. Do what the other people out there aren't doing, what nobody else is doing. Have the discipline, have the self-respect, have the respect for your family to go out there and hustle and grind when everybody else is whining and hanging out at the office complaining about how the phone's not ringing. And man, if only I had a call today. Well, what are you doing to get yourself a call? Take your life by the horns, man. Take your life in control and go get it. Go take it. Nobody's ever going to give it to you. So get out there and get it, man. Hey, you need anything, find us on a website, www.success4others.com, www.success4others.com, and we would be happy to help you and continue to push you and your team to the next level. Have a great day, and get out there and go do some follow-up.